What's up, guys? So Hashflare decided to increase their prices on their SHA-256 mining contracts. Um, I'm basically gonna go over why they did that, why it makes sense that they would do that, and basically how it would still be profitable if you were to buy a contract even with the price increase. So if you look at 10 terahash, Hashflare is now charging $2,200 for 10 terahash, which is opposed to yesterday they were charging $1,500 for 10 terahash. So it's a big price increase, but it makes sense as to why they did that. So if you look at Bitmain, they released a new batch of Antminer S9s. The S9s do 13.5 terahash, but they cost $2,725 now, as opposed to they used to cost $1,400. So it's a big price increase that Bitmain has decided, but they do the same hash rate, 13.5 terahash. So if you look at 13.5 terahash on Hashflare, it's about $2,970. That's a lot compared to what it was yesterday, where it was roughly $2,000. But it makes sense because, you know, they're not going to charge less than what they can, you know, pay for to get the same hash rate, you know. But if you look at it in the way that what a S9 used to cost, it's actually kind of cheap what it is now, because if you look at what an S9 used to be, it used to be $1,400, and you could get 13.5 terahash for $2,000. That's a big margin. And then if you look at what S9 is now, it's $2,725, and they're charging only $2,970 for 13.5 terahash. So if you look at it that way, it's kind of cheap to buy a hash rate. Like, it's actually kind of almost worth it to buy a contract, a 13.5 terahash contract, now than actually just buying an S9, an Antminer S9. Like, because the price difference is really, it's not as big as it was before. In some cases where power costs are high, it would be cheaper. You would make more off Hashflare than you would owning your own mining equipment, which is really crazy. So I think it's a really good. I think it makes sense that Hashflare increase their prices, and it actually doesn't make sense why they wouldn't have increased it more. Like, I think they could have increased it a lot more, but it's still like it's a really good price, I think, at the moment. So I think it's still a good buy to buy hash rate now through Hashflare. And basically I'm going to touch on what's going on with difficulty and all that. So at the moment, this is basically I've entered in about Antminer S9, and basically what's the most profitable to mine. So if you look at the difference between what it is to mine, this is kind of to do with the price increase of Bitcoin Cash at the moment. But if you see, if you look at it, it's about $70 a day as opposed to $26 a day if you have one S9. And actually, I'll just refresh this because it could have changed. Okay, it's changed a bit. It went down $10. But yeah, basically the price of Bitcoin Cash has absolutely exploded. It's up 64% almost, which is insane. And the hash rate was it was a lot bigger than it was now, just yesterday. So the hash rate's gone down, which is a good thing because everyone's moving over to Bitcoin Cash. That's usually gonna mean whereabouts is it? It's usually gonna mean that there's gonna be a difficulty decrease, or not a decrease, because if we look at it, what is now 11,300, and then what was it, 13,000? Yeah, so it's gonna be a little bit of an increase, but it wasn't gonna be as much as it was before. I think people were predicting it was gonna be a 20% increase. I don't think it's gonna be that high, so it's going to be still pretty profitable to mine Bitcoin with Hashflare, even with the price increase. And we're actually going to calculate that. So we entered in 10 terahash. The current difficulty, or like what it's gonna be, because this is the current difficulty. Where is it? There. The block reward, the current price of Bitcoin, it's kind of down at the moment. It was around $20,000, I believe, just not that long ago. Oh, it's actually gone up, 17,000. Alright, so we take this number. Actually, let's see how much it dropped. Yeah, it was around $19,000 just yesterday. And if we chuck in the price, no power cost, pool fees about 16%, 17%, around there, and it's going to cost around 2,200 USD. So if we look at just these numbers, it's going to take about 5 months and 20 days, 19 days to break even. And just a couple days ago, it was about, I think I did a calculation of around 70 days to break even, which is still pretty crazy. But if you were to say Bitcoin went back up to its $20,000, it cuts it by about a month. It's really possible that it could go back up to $20,000. So you're looking at a longer return on investment. It's still a really good investment, I think, because you're making your money back in less than a year. I think it's still a really good investment, and there's no other, even if you wanted to buy an S9, it's not that much of a difference between getting 13.5 terahash on Hashflare. So I think Hashflare is probably one of the best ways to go about it. Obviously a difference is that this is only a 1-year contract. You have the S9 forever. Also, I should also mention this calculator accounts for difficulty change of around an average of 20% per month. This could be less, it could be more, but that's just what I have, because that's what it's roughly been every month, 18, 20. We look at what you can make in a year with just these numbers in at the moment. If Bitcoin was to get back to its price of $20,000 US, you would profit 1,300 US for spending $2,200. So you get your initial 2,200 back plus your $1,360 back. So it's not as profitable as it was recently. This would look better if it was in Coin Wars calculator. So if we look at Coin Wars Bitcoin, but the Coin Wars doesn't account for difficulty. So what did we have? We had 10 terahash, so it's 10, pretty sure that's right. 0, pool fees about 16%, difficulty, hardware cost 2,200. Calculate. Yeah, so it's gonna take 103 days according to Coin Wars, and then you would make $7,735. That's just no difficulty change. This calculator accounts for difficulty change. This is sort of more realistic expectation of how long it would take, and what you would expect in 12 months once the contract is up. A lot of YouTubers tend to use the Coin Wars calculator because it looks better. You get bigger numbers, but this is sort of the realistic numbers that you're looking at right now. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I still think it's profitable. In some cases it might be better just to hold coins, but I still think definitely, getting a contract on Hashflare is still a really good idea. You can use my link down in the description below, and helps me out a little bit. But yeah, anyways, that's really all I have. Peace.